What the enemy meant for your bad, God's going to use for your good. Somehow a better outcome will arise. Have you been facing some troubles lately? Have there been some pitfalls in life that seem to be in the way of your good? Seem to be in the way of your good. Whatever seems to be in the way of your good, you have to see it on out of the way. Because you want your good to be here to stay. You want your good to be around and to be there for you to enjoy more than any bad or negative energy. So when problems come into your life, what you have to do is simply just give it to God. You have to give it to God. You have to give him the problem. If there are any people attached to it, give them the people. It may just be something that you're dealing with. It may be no one involved. It may be just one of those things that you have to face still. Whatever it is you're going through, self issues dealing with people, issues dealing with life, anything that may be a problem for you or anything that may seem like a problem for you. It may not be any of those things. It may just be something that you're going through. You have to learn how to give those things up. You have to learn how to give those things up so that way they no longer affect you. That way they no longer bother you. Even if it's fresh, even if it's new, even if it's something that has just happened and it's something that you have to deal with. You can actually look at it and take it on as a challenge. That is the most positive way to look at a situation, especially when we have risen to the level of consciousness where we don't allow problems to be a problem. We don't allow problems to be a God in our lives. We realize that they're there to help us grow. They're there to help us create. They're there to help us make money. They're there to help us transfer our energy to the solution. That's all you're supposed to do when a negative issue arises in your life. So that way you don't make things worse. That way things don't become more of an issue. Because you want to give it to God. There are situations where you will be tested because there are people who are sabotaging you or have something out for you or against you. And what they do is, we got some hard work going on over here. What they do is they will try and trick you out your spot. All right, they'll try. People will try to trick you out of a position, but it's due to how you deal with the situation. You could be the best person in the world. You could be one of the most coolest people, or I guess whatever you want to call it, most cordial or respectful persons a person could ever meet. But they could want more from you than you're willing to give. And because of that, maybe now it's some type of underlying issue there. All right? Maybe there's an underlying issue there because they feel some type of way. So what they'll do is they will create issues. They'll create issues for people who aren't causing them any problems or any trouble. And what they'll do is they'll set that trap in hopes of you falling in it, in hopes of you destroying yourself. They'll agitate you enough, aggravate you enough, try to bother you enough, and you've done nothing to them at all. But they want to create a problem for you to look problematic. And it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling because how could anyone have a problem with you? Oh no. How could anyone have an issue with you? Sometimes people just don't like people, and you gotta suck it up. And sometimes a person's level of liking you is what you have to deal with and take from them. And that's just a level of acceptance you have to come to terms to reaching, depending on your level of chosen oneness. Moment of silence for the real ones. So when you recognize, you know what? I'm on a whole nother level in this game called life. My strategy has to be different. My aim is higher. My goal is still obtainable and reachable. There are just a couple more things in the way. You know, some people have things ready and able to use for them. And then you have other people who either have to put something together, build something, create something to still try to achieve the same result as another. But in order for that person to achieve their result, they could look over at the other person and complain. Oh man, this person has it like this, they have it like that, they don't have to worry about this, but instead they took their time to, you know what, I got this over here, I got these pieces of metal over here, I can go, there's some broken stuff over here across the street, I can get some wires from there, look up however you have to do it, it's doable. All right. Basically, there's no reason to complain because you may have it harder or difficult than someone else, or go pointing the finger, or go blaming others, because your situation may be harder or difficult or tougher. It's going to change you. It's going to turn you into who you're supposed to be. That's what life is meant for each and every one of us. You go through it. You don't die through it. You go through things. That means you're still going to be okay. It may be hard. It may be difficult. It may not be easy, but it's worth it. And you're still going to be okay. You're still going to be okay. It may test you. It may bother you. It may be a headache. It may be annoying. You have to pass the test. You have to go through it. There's some things in life we just have to go through. But what we're actually doing is growing through it. Growing through life, not just going through it. We're learning from our experiences, leaving the bad things in the past, taking the positive things with us into the future. So that way we can continue to have a positive attitude, because there's power in that, immense power. So you are at your strongest and only getting stronger when negative things or bad things or things that seem like the end of the world, or it just seems like life just keeps crashing down on you, and you are still able to get back up and dust yourself off and keep going. Because that's what counts. That's what matters. That's what's important. Even though you may be tested a lot, you have to remember to remain kind and respectful. Remain kind and respectful. It's going to be a superpower for you and keep you strong and help you to overpower opposing forces. Love conquers all things. You are not powerless, you're powerful. I know that situation seems like it may be bigger than you, badder than you, better than you, stronger than you. It seems like it may end up doing something to you that you may regret. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you continue and you push forward and push through this, you'll have no regrets. You'll look back and be like, I overcame this. But you already have to see yourself at the finish line, humbly and respectfully. Remain humble, remain kind, remain respectful. Bless those who curse you. Bless those who test you. Bless those who are your opposition. This battle is not yours, and it's deeper than you. It's bigger than you. It's deep. It's more to it than what meets the eye. Especially dealing with these Decepticons out here. But peace, love, and light to them and to everyone. No matter how hard or difficult that may be. Silently bless those who oppose you. Bless those who may be smiling in your face because of whatever it is they may have against you in their heart or in their mind. And focus on the good in them. Focus on good for them. And I guarantee you, all the negative energy will flee. When you focus on good for others, when you focus on good for them, good happening to them, and you don't allow it to stop you from producing a better outcome. You don't stop it from allowing you to become your greatest version. Even though things are hard or seem difficult or impossible, it's still more than possible. Even more possible than it was if nothing was happening to you. Because there are unseen forces that are working together for your greater good. Whether you see them or not, whether you know they're there or not, whether you're aware of them or not. there's forces that are helping you. So you have to realize, what am I tripping for even if something doesn't go my way? Why get upset and go wrong with a situation just because it may go wrong? You may backslide. You may not like what happens. It may not be good. It may not be right. It may be wrong. It might be wrong as hell, but you have to get over it. Life goes on. You have to move on with life. As they say, you have to move on. But even though there are those of us who people love to just keep bringing things to our attention because they don't necessarily like for us to move on, but you can still see past that as well. You can still see over that as well. You can still be unaffected by that as well. They're going to keep saying things to the point to where it doesn't bother you anymore. You've heard it enough times. It's a broken record. You don't even mind the song anymore. You might even start singing it yourself. You might even turn it into a song and make a hit out of it. Whatever pressures people are putting you under, your creativity is going to skyrocket. Your creativity is going to just flow. All right, it's going to be, you think you got the juice now? Wait till they actually start coming after you. Wait till the devil starts actually using people to try to bring you down. Because that's when you're going to feel an immense power. You're going to feel that presence and power of God in you. But don't allow that power to turn you to the devil, or don't allow you to turn that power into the devil. Basically, don't allow your power to be used against you. You're very strong. You have to take that same amount of charisma, same amount of energy and feel for the negative and transfer it to the positive. I know there are some things that make you upset to the point of self-destruction, but you have to transfer your energy back to self-improvement. God is good. All right, amen. When you feel like self-destructing, you have to transfer your energy back to self-improvement. Feels so good. All right. There are tests out there. There are tests out there. There are snares out there and traps out there that we can easily avoid. Easily. Because once we change our mind, once we start to realize what we're doing to ourselves and take our attention more off of what others are doing to us, then we really have a sense of power. Then we really have a sense of control. And it may be easier for others, and that's quite all right. But once you learn how to do this, you're going to end up being the strongest. And you're also going to end up being stronger than you've ever been. There's a lot to learn about yourself when you're dealing with life and how you handle it. You have to use your time, your mind, your experiences to figure out what works best for you. Investing in figuring things out, even if it's to the point to where You've invested enough time to where you figured out you could let the solution, you could let the answers come to you. You can get the feeling for an answer, and the answer will come to you. You can feel deserving of the answer, and the answer will come to you. And that works on both ends of the spectrum. You have to do some soul searching and some digging throughout your mind and realize why there may be some negative things that keep happening to you in your life. There may be some type of treatment that happened to you that you ended up accepting as the norm, which now, unfortunately, there's some seed within you that feels or was planted to make you feel that you should deserve that type of bad treatment, maybe a trauma bond. So you have to uproot all the bad seeds so that way you will realize you deserve better. So that way you can start to attract different. When things don't work out for you and you start to dive into thoughts of self-pity and self-loathing, you are accepting the fact that you deserve whatever is happening to you at that point. I call it spiritual immaturity. Things aren't working out for you, so you claim and own whatever's happening at that particular moment. And your thinking doesn't go past that. Your thinking should always go past whatever is happening to you. I know you should stay in the present moment, but if something just happened to you, there's an ED on the end of that. Put an N in between that, that means it just came to an end, if you so choose, but you have to be the end. When something happens, you have to be the end in between the ED at the end and put an end to it. No, I'm going to put an end to this. Literally, I'm going to take this ED and put an end to this. An end to this. Because this is the past, and I'm going to focus on the present, even if it's a second past. It's not the present anymore. This is a new moment. Yo, we breaking it. This is a new moment. Like Eminem said, you're in a moment, own it. This is a new moment, and you must own it to move past your past and stay in the present. This is how you go up. This is how you give things to God. This is how you let go and let God. You have to do something with your mind to actually let it go. And it's a moving to another dimension. It's a moving to a holy place, a secret place. It's a moving to Israel. It's a moving to the pattern on the mount when God called Moses up. It's a moving like when Ezekiel or when whoever got caught up in the chariot. Somebody's wheel. Ezekiel's wheel, or so somebody had a wheel. All right. I just bought two, and they still and I'm getting everything situated right now. Yep, they're putting it together for me and working on it right now. All right. Where are we at? Yeah, what the enemy meant to you for bad, it's going to be used for good. It's going to be used to help you grow. It's going to be used to help you develop coping skills. We all have to cope with life. You have to take on, sometimes when life gives you challenges, immediately you may not like it, but after overcoming those challenges, you're going to look at life as just one big challenge to overcome. So now when more things happen, it's just going to be something else for you to get through and get over. And you will be the one that gets through. You will be the one that gets over. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Claim it. Put it in, claim it and brain it. Put it in your mind. I will be the one that gets over. I will be the one that gets through. Determination is a powerful thing. can't stop somebody that's determined. That person, you put a block in front of them, that's like an ant. An ant is determined. You try to put something in front of an ant, it's going to crawl over it. It's going to go around it. It's going to crawl underneath it. It's going to find a way. It's going to compress its body. And move it out the way. Why? Because it doesn't have any, it believes God. Why? Because that ant believes God. One thing that animals have over humans is the fact that they don't have a conscience. As far as the day-to-day, I would say, level of worry that a person could have. You know, if an animal loses its child, obviously it's going to go into panic mode, but you know, it's natural instincts. All right, animals have what you call natural instincts. They live within the realms of their natural instincts. They don't have anything other than God. That's it. Nothing can program an animal or talk to an animal unless they take it and put it in a lab. But if you leave it in nature, it's going to be programmed by nature. That animal's going to be naughty by nature. You knew I was going to say it. That animal's going to be naughty by nature. Tearing stuff up, eating stuff up, messing with it, clawing stuff up, getting too close. It's going to show some fangs, some teeth, some claws. All right. That animal is going to do what it's supposed to do. So they have that advantage. But the thing is, it's an animal. All right. So it also lives in the realms of being an animal. You know, animals do things that people don't do. You know, like they clean themselves a certain way. I don't see you cleaning yourself that kind of way. I ain't trying to see nobody clean themselves, period. All right. Unless we share a house or something, you know, but that's between me and what I got going on. Okay. They know who it is, all right? But what I'm saying is animals have a way of doing things to where it's like you wouldn't want to be an animal, because unless, I mean, you into that, want to live outside, and, you know, and be in the elements animalistically, but they have something that doesn't allow them to waver. All they do is believe God. You know, that animal is going to be what it was put here to be. People have a hard time being what they were put here to be. They double think, they doubt, they don't believe. A cheetah is going to be a cheetah. It's going to hop from tree to tree. It's going to fight. It's going to eat. It's going to hunt. It's going to be fearless. There's nothing telling that cheetah, you know, if you go out and try to fend for yourself, you're going to die. That cheetah's not afraid to die. Kill or be killed, survive or die. All it knows is survival. That's it. All you need to do is know that you're going to survive through whatever you're going through. All right? You're going to survive through whatever you're going through. Why? Because you're like that ant. Why? Because you're like that cheetah. Why? Because you're like that gorilla. You believe God. You know, they don't have a doubt that it's a gorilla. Don't have a doubt it's a gorilla. Cheetah don't have a doubt it's a cheetah. An ant don't have a doubt it's an ant. You shouldn't. You have to use them as your hero. That's why they deified them, because the energy and what they represented. You know, when you was going wartime, what's there to use as a reference? We're gonna use this lion, this gorilla, and all these other big, strong animals as a reference point. I'm going alligator. Oh, I'm going gorilla. I'm going lion. I'm going tiger. You out in the wilderness hunting, you see an animal attack another animal, you think you're not going to take on the spirit of that if something comes after you? Why do you think they would hunt them and wear the clothes? It was symbolic of the spirit that they took on of that animal. To tapping into stuff I didn't even know we was going to be getting into today. All right. What the enemy meant for you for bad, God's going to use for your good. It's going to be turned around for you. It's going to be made better for you. It's going to be made so that you can find more ways to succeed and enjoy your life better. It may be hard, may suck, it may be difficult, but take it one day at a time. Take it whatever at a time, and get through it. And just one step at a time. Reduce it to the ridiculous. Just focus on the present moment. Move from moment to moment. Any negative energy, reject it. Turn your mind away from it. You have to accept, once you begin to grow and once you begin to work towards making things better, that every day is not going to be better. Some days it's going to be a character building day. Some days it's going to be difficult. Some days it's going to be hard. It's not meant to be easy. It's not going to be easy. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. If you do what's hard, your life will be easy. Some things aren't going to be easy. Some things are going to be extremely difficult, but you can still do it. A mind that thinks it can do anything can. Block out anything you don't want to hear. Block out anything that's not positive. Block out any foolishness, any nonsense. Block out anything that comes out of somebody's mouth that just is not productive or conducive to what you have going on. They're just saying something to be negative, because that's what mostly people are sometimes. Mostly people tend to be negative. They don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, or why you haven't given up yet, or how you're strong enough to do what you're doing. Which is, it's really none of their concern. They shouldn't be concerned about it. But your strength has some people intimidated. So what some people will do is try to tear you down for being so strong. They never let you get a moment. They won't let you live. Tear you down for being weak. Be negative to you for being strong. Try to break your spirit for being strong. That's why you learn eventually to just disregard everything. Some people know it as taking things with a grain of salt. Some people know it as, I'm just not paying attention to this. Because they just learned over time to just ignore things and to not let things affect them or bother them in a negative way. There's two sides to every coin. If you are caring or worried about what people are saying too much, that means you care about their opinion too much. Someone says something to you, guess what? That's not the end all be all. It may be a fact, but guess what? Your attitude is more powerful than facts. Your attitude is stronger than facts. Your attitude is more powerful than the facts. Stop worrying about what the facts are. It doesn't matter what the facts are. What matters is the attitude that you're meeting life with. Something may be hard, but if you have the attitude that I'm going to do this hard, you're going to get through it. People may have a negative comment about something that you have to do, but if you have the attitude that, there's two sides to every coin, I'm not going to focus on what they want me to focus on. They can say whatever they want and I could just let it go, because there's two sides to every coin. There's two sides to every story. I could choose to focus on what I want. They could say whatever the hell they want to me. I don't have to keep putting my attention on it. But that comes with acceptance. Accept your situation. If what someone is saying is negative to you and it's not going to change your situation, whether they say something negative or whether they say something positive, why let it bother you? Imagine if someone said something negative to you, right, about your situation. Now think of something good that they could say to you about your situation. Whatever negative is about your situation, Whether they say something good or bad about it, does it help or change or fix it or make it better in any kind of way? Whether they say something negative or whether they say something positive. So what you have to do is take your mind and train yourself to just not put so much energy into what people say, regardless, whether it's positive or negative. Don't get caught up in the praise. Don't get caught up in the put downs. It's just stuff coming out of people's, there's something coming out of somebody's face. So things are going to turn around, and they're going to keep turning around. They're going to keep working out for you. They're going to keep improving for you. No one can stop that. No one's going to be able to take what is already etched in stone for you. All right. A better outcome is on the rise. A better outcome is headed to you. A better outcome is what you're going to get. A better outcome is going to be the only outcome, and that has to be lodged deep within your mind. That's the seed you have to plant. Regardless of what you have to go through, regardless of what you see, regardless of how evil things may be or taking place or how negative, you have to have the mindset that's already being at the end of the finish line, already seeing this thing complete, already seeing yourself through this. It may be difficult, but you can get through this. It may be hard, but you can get through this. It may be painful, but you can get through this. It may be difficult, but you can get through this. You may be the butt of the joke. You may be who or what people are laughing at right now. None of that matters. None of that really matters, because you have to win. You have to get your W. You have to get your check mark. You gotta get that check too. You have to stay focused. Things drain your energy when you focus on them and you have no power over the situation, and you rack your mind around how you could try to fix it or make it work or change it. Some situations can't be worked out. Some situations can't be figured out. Some situations can't be changed. Give the problem up. Give it to God. Your attitude, your anger, how you feel about the situation, if you do. And if something is annoying, if something bothers you, forgive yourself for letting it bother you or get on your nerves. It takes you away from dealing with other people. You can't be that caught up or worried or focused or pained by what somebody thinks. It's just their opinion. That's all it is. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make things worse for you or better for you. So why even worry? Why let it bother you, or why worry about it in the first place? Especially when there's nothing to worry about. All things work out for you. You're a rich kid. You're a child of the King. You have a divine inheritance. You have a one-ship sonship. Yes, you do. A divine one-ship sonship. And it'll help carry you through whatever you're experiencing right now. It'll help you get over, get through, get under, get around whatever you're experiencing right now. So you're the one. And whatever you're going through, you're growing through. Whatever is happening, it's happened. You're putting an end to it. You're putting it in the past, and you're focusing on the present moment. Where there's peace, where there's good, where there's love, where there's success, where there's happiness, where there's joy. You have to figure out ways to not be bothered by the things meant to disturb you. That's what transferring your energy from the problem to the solution is about. You know what? This is irritating. I don't know how to stop this, but I don't even have to figure out how. That's not my job. I don't have to figure out how. I have a Father in heaven. I have a Father in heaven. God will deliver me the answer. I see my angels floating out the clouds, delivering me the answer. All that is your neurons and plasticity and pathways bringing the answer to you through the power of your very own mind. All this is taking place in the mind. even your earth worldly experience. All this is taking place in the mind. Once you realize that, you'll realize that your problems just going to start to fade away. You won't deal with another problem again. You may not even have another problem again. It'll just be things happening that you're putting an end to. Up another thing happened, time to put an end to it. So, turn your face to the light and not into the darkness. Because in God, there is only light and there is no darkness at all. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. Share this video to someone who you know would help. So I'm a firm believer in helping people, especially when there are things that a person feels they can't get over, they can't get past, they can't get through. There is hope. There is peace for your mind. There is success out there for you. There is happiness out there for you. There is wealth out there for you. Joy out there for you. Love out there for you. Wealth out there for you. Health out there for you. There's some good out there waiting for you. There's a blessing out there waiting for you. It's got your name on it. See yourself as the one that has good things happening to them. The devil uses people sometimes to try to get you to think that it's over, to catastrophize, to look at it from the worst point of view you possibly could. You can't do that. Why? Because you're going to make that a reality. You're going to end up making that real. When you can make real whatever you want. You should be working your mind, constantly creating your reality. It happens up here first in your mind. It's good to do things, become things and have endeavors and goals. But if you're trying to do something and you haven't already became it mentally yet, this is why prayer is good. This is why people who actually become successful, who may not be as advanced, who don't even need to be as advanced or know what I know or what you know watching this video. That's just how prayer works. That's the mechanics of it, the schematics of it, the technology behind your mind and prayer. I feel my mind working right now. Amen. I feel my mind working right now, man. Good things. Good things, good tidings, good joy, Your perspective is your superpower. It's God to you. It is your God. Can't let it be turned into the devil and descend to a lower level. Keep rising up, because that's what you're here to do. You're going to arise because and a better outcome will arise. It's time for you to rise up over this negative situation. It's time for you to rise up over a negative spirit or your negative spirit. It's time to not see a negative situation as the end of the world. Even if it's raining or it's a bad day, metaphysically, you should be seeing whatever day you want. You should be having whatever you want. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right? Don't allow bad things that happen in life to take over your mind. All right? Stop doing that. Don't allow those bad situations to take control of your reality and to get you to think that it's all over for you because one thing happened that you didn't like or that shouldn't have happened or that wasn't right. You have to get over that. and get back to something good. Get over that and get back to better things for you. Get over that and get back to repairing things and fixing things and making things better. Your mind can get you whatever your mind can have whatever it wants. Your mind can have whatever it wants. Oh man, that's funny. Your mind can have whatever it wants. All right. It's all about how you choose to build that thing. He who tills his land shall have plenty of bread. All right. You should always be working on your mind and thinking new thoughts and better thoughts and something better than what's already happening in your life. So that way you can have a different experience, a changed experience, a renewed experience. Something can look bad, be bad, seem bad, but it's about your perspective, not anyone else's, not anything else's, not the perspective they want you to have or are trying to paint for you or give you. You could be so positive, they're trying to deliver you some negative on a hot platter. You could just be so positive, they gotta bring you down just so they can feel good about themselves. But your attention isn't on that anymore. Your focus isn't on that anymore. Your focus is on your upliftment, your uprising. You are a champion. You are a conqueror, more than a conqueror. You are the greatest. You are the best. You are powerful. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoy this content, feel free to show some support. The links to where you can donate to me are in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.